Hey everybody, Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World Electronics. I've got my Bedini motor off for the first time since I made it. I was charging this little battery, but he topped off. With smaller batteries and battery packs, this is really good and efficient and powerful. With bigger batteries like these, it's very slow and takes months, to be honest, with such a battery to desulfate and restore to a usable level. So what I'm doing, I didn't want to crush my antique desk or dresser here, and with the weight of that heavy battery, and I want to be able to charge two batteries at once. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put another diode on here on the output. I'm going to charge one through one diode and one through another for now. Later I'll probably add more transistors and coils, but for now I just want to get power to that battery and keep it going while restoring smaller batteries, which are smaller and faster and easier to top off. So I've got a couple wires here. I hope I have my crimp-on connectors and my fuses. But to find all my stuff, but I'm going to get the wires end stripped and I'm going to find my crimp-on connectors. Now I've got these clamps, and I'm going to slide the shield on here and crimp this on. I think I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. Well, no, that's made to go like that, isn't it? It's feeding through where I want. Perfect. I'm going to crimp that on to the wire housing. I'm going to crimp the inside as well, so that can't really go anywhere in there. Okay, that's on there good. Put the shroud back on. I can heat shrink that later. Now on this end I've got to put my crimp-ons, so I'm going to put that aside, and I've got to find the right length of I cut one of these and I had it already cut. I've got to find the rich wire. I threw it back in the pile. In here I've made, can you see my hand? I made another wire for the positive. I don't know if I can do this without blocking you very well, or do this very well without blocking you. I've got to screw this into here. This is the positive, and let me see, it's disconnected so it's not hot. I've got to disconnect it here. Then I have to add this wire in. Hope there's enough to twist that around. I think those are soldered, but I just don't want to put any strain on them at all. And put the wire cap back on, the wire nut. And then I'm going to put the positive wire over here, keeping the pattern of what I've had. I really want to make it go under those, so let me see if I can feed that under there. Trying to keep this neat and pretty. Bring it under here. Perfect. I don't know what all you can see. This is in the way, isn't it? Whoops, I kicked the camera. That didn't help, did it? Okay, probably don't see very well here. So I'm putting it in its own slot. I had a spare slot, so that's going to be another output right there. I might have to go back to the electronics lab and get more of these crimp-ons. Okay, because the ones that fit in here are smaller. So there's the positive wire of my output. Did I color code that? No, that's my negative wire. Okay, I did color code it wrong. Well, it's in there now, it's staying. That's my ground of my output. Okay, that's my ground wire of my output. Now the other one is going to be tricky, and I brought in some diodes. Where'd I just put them? I am going to wrap a diode around here, the leg of a diode, crimp it on, and then come out and into here. So I'm probably going to have to crimp on a wire and go off to here. From this, because here's where this is the collector. I can come off the other side. This is the collector of the transistor. And I want to go from the collector off into here, and that's then my positive wire to the battery going out. Okay? So I might as well, so I don't have any confusion, I'll put my ground wire in its place. I don't have, this is a fat wire. I think I can just push this one in there. I don't have a crimp on that'll fit this one and still go in there because I got a fatter wire here. But I think that's so fat I might be able to make this work. Is there a washer under there? No. So I'm hoping, if I can get this, this might be too thick for this project. Alright, that's going to take some manipulating, and I'll be off camera, or in the way of the camera, so I'll be back. I'm going to get that in there and screw it down. I'm going to crimp the diode on here, and then crimp a wire on the other end so that I can extend that and put that onto the transistor leg. So this end's going on the transistor. Make sure I got my polarity right. Plus on the transistor. And I'm going to wrap that around there when I'm done with the wire. Okay, I've got to get a piece of wire. Now this will be a red. Give me a little bit of color coding. And put this on there. Now what I'm going to do is extend the Bedini motor's output capacity by adding a diode onto the collector of the transistor. And it's that simple to add an output. It'll increase the power being used a little, not much. And eventually I'll get some meters in here and stuff, and we'll check it out. Get all scientific about it. All good. I'll put this on down here. Make sure I do have that right. Plus going out. Put this on down here. Okay, and then I can put that in its place. And pretty soon we're going to have another output. Okay. I might get in your way with my arm. This one's going to go in here. Well, actually I'm going to put it on the transistor first. Now I am going to be in your way. I'm going to wrap this around that transistor, and later I'll get some solder in here and crimp it and solder now. But right now I'm just going to wrap it tight and then crimp it with the pliers. And then put this in here, and then I can run my positive wire out. Okay, I've got it crimped onto the transistor, the collector. And then this one goes around into here. Around through there. So I've got the two reds, well, the orange and the red, are coming off the outputs of that transistor. I'll put that in there. And then my final positive output. So that's there. He's got two outputs on that one transistor. My other one, my white one, needs a crimp on end. My last one that'll fit this. Zoom out a bit, eh? Wee, not in. Put this one on there. That's my last one. Make sure I got the right one. I got the battery connector on it. Crimp that in place. Okay. Good. And then we'll put that in there. That's why I have a larger terminal strip here so I could do this. I had intended on expanding later to another output so I can do multiple batteries at once. There we go, that's all for that. Now down here I'm going to clip it on. There's that battery output. Now I've got to clean this off, put some baking soda on it. Now I've got to run these wires back over here neatly. I'm going to put an angle in there and an angle in there so that they don't get in the way of my drawers when I'm working and keep them out of my way. Okay, all the wiring is good. Now I should be able to get my meter out without this one connected. I should be able to fire this up and not have the neon fire. If I did everything right, then there will be power going to the battery down there, which is why I'm getting the meter out. And you can't see the meter. I don't think I'm going to be able to let you see the meter. Just trust me. Okay, the battery is going to be 11.48 volts. Now, you know what? I do want to show you that. Because this battery was 5 volts or less when I got it. So that's the battery that I just hooked up. 11.4745. Okay, it's dropping. See, the meter draws off power. It's not a very strong battery. Okay, you see it's going down. But there it is. Now I'm going to turn on my Bedini, close the switch, give it a spin, and we don't have... Oh, that's my grain of wheat. Where's my neon? I don't even see the neon bulb. Oh, there's my neon. In my face. I'm surprised it's not spinning very fast. It's odd, it's not very fast at all. Let's go back to the battery. Let me see here if I can show you without getting in my way or your way. The battery should be going up in voltage, although the meter is going to bring it down. The Bedini motor doesn't like the meters very much. Oh, that was weird. I heard a different sound from the Bedini. 11.6. Alright, but see, the meter brings it down some. 11.53. Let that go a minute. Alright, now the Bedini's starting to kick up in speed a bit better. Yeah, it's really picking up. 11.57. We'll let that sit a bit and we'll come back. Let that the motor get up to its full speed. It's still winding up, but we're charging. So now we have two output paths. We have diode going through and down to the big battery on the floor, right off the collector of the transistor. And we have another diode, the first one, the original one, goes through here off over to the little battery, which is not currently connected. That is going to be great for me. Give me two outputs at the same time, so I can play around and start charging all the little batteries while I've got the big one on, which takes a month or two to charge, to desulfate, I should say. It takes a long time for the big battery to desulfate with the Bedini motor, but yet these little batteries like this only took me a few days before I had to stop the Bedini or damage this, because they really don't take a lot. Now we're going to come back in a little bit. I'm going to finish my coffee and let this thing fire up to full speed, and then we'll check the voltage of this, and then we'll connect this to the other output, and we'll see how it affects the Bedini motor overall. Now I can adjust the resistor here. You can see the grain of wheat bulb, I hope you can see it, is glowing a little. I don't know which way I've got to go, but I want to turn that, yeah, I went the wrong way. I want to turn that so it's barely glowing. Whoops, not off. Barely glowing. There we go. Keep that adjusted to a bare glow, and that's your finest, your lowest drain on the load, and your highest output. Alright, I'm going to have my coffee. Bedini's spinning up real nice. Now, I have to take this out of the way. And my other output here goes onto here. I don't want to hurt it, it's a strong clamp. Okay. Now the other one is connected in there. I have it tucked in. And then, right now there's nothing. Is there? Oh, what's this light say? I have to get my head in there. A light came on and I thought, I'm pretty sure I had that off. I'll be right back. I gotta check what that light means on here. Cool. That's a polarity indicator. I didn't see that before. I bought this from somebody for, I don't remember what he paid for it. I paid him for what he paid for it. He got it at a garage sale. And I bought it for scrap because it wasn't charging, and I knew that the battery was going to be garbage. And pretty cool because it has a hand crank charger. So if you're out there and you need power and the battery's drained, you can hand crank it, but it takes forever, really, to be honest, to hand charge it. So that's your polarity indicator. Now, let's check the voltage before I flip this on. Because the switch is back here. I hope I can turn this around so I can get to. Is there any gauges or meters on the other side I'm going to need? No, there's no charge indicator on this. This one doesn't have a charge indicator, which is sad. And here's your main on-off switch, which is what I'm going to use in a minute here. So, can you see the meter? Oh, I can't see my camera. Well, let's zoom in there a bit. I won't know until I edit this how well you can see, or if I'm going to be in your way with my arms. I'm going to check the battery voltage here, so I'm going to try to get out of your way. No, it's awkward. What's wrong? It's not connected. Alright, I have to turn it on. This is an awkward device. I don't have the plug for it. Alright, now that's on, and that should give me another indicator light somewhere telling me that the jump starter is now on, in the on position. Okay, now I should have a voltage reading here to the battery. 12.51. Okay? 12.5, which isn't bad for this. We're going to let that run a little bit more, and then we're going to put it on a discharge cycle to cycle that through a bit, and that'll help this. It'll help restore the sulfation off take the sulfation off the plates. So that I've had on there for I think 3 days before off video, And then, like I said, I wanted to be able to use I had to shut off the Bedini motor, and I haven't got back to it since for a few days. It's been off for about 3-4 days. So this has been at rest, and it's now showing you that 12.5 at rest. So that's alright. We'll let this run a bit. That wheel is spinning nice now. Real nice. It's been a while. Can you see that? I don't know if I can get my arms around this and show you without blocking the meter. Now the little battery is 12.51 and the big battery is 11.99. It went down. Why is that? Interesting. That's interesting. Or wait, what was it? No, I don't even remember. Was it 11 something? I think I need another coffee. Well, anyway, I'll find out when I do this video. So it's almost at 12 volts. And that wraps up this video for now. So that's how simple it is, everybody, to expand the Bedini motor output by simply adding a second diode on the collector of the transistor. Now, it's not the most efficient way to go, but it's certainly cool and fun to experiment. Now I have two different batteries of two different sizes connected to the same Bedini motor on a same coil on a single transistor, and it works. One time I had 5 different batteries hooked up to the same single coil Bedini motor. That was back before I had a camera. That was 12 years ago. And it worked. And that deep cycle battery ran for a month or two before I needed to charge it. It was, I wish I had never broke that model down, because I never again had one as efficient as that was. But yeah, we do things like that, and you live and learn. So here we go, guys. How to expand a Bedini motor output with a single diode, addition of a diode and 2 wires. Well, a couple wires, pieces of wire. Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World Electronics. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for all kinds of exciting electronics experiments and projects. Talk to you all later.